Okay. Okay. Am I audible? To you people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Fine. So what we do before I begin with your module 5, okay, of retail management, these module 5 as well as module 6 are completely very basic concepts for any sort of strategic decision that you people can take with respect to consumer relationship, the customer relationship, what you people can have. Then the retail audit, or maybe the research related, which has been already discussed with you people in many subjects. Okay, the same thing will be there. And what I thought was, like, these two models which are very convenient enough for you people to take a presentation. Fine. So what I'm going to do is, these two models I will be dealing with you in a precise way. Okay, whatever is necessary for you people, apart from all whatever the general aspects are there, okay, general concepts are there, so that will be discussed in your module. Fine. So as well as there is something research related concepts which has been already discussed into your service marketing module 2. Then in consumer behavior also, that qualitative and quantitative research aspects are also been discussed. Even in detail research methodology, what you people have studied in your semester 2, all the knowledge will be helpful. Okay, so the same thing will not be repeated to you people again once again from my side, but the thing is, what we want to know into retail management, when we do a research, okay, what are those aspects that we people are going to try to know and understand. Okay, that what we people are going to discuss. So anything related to types of research or research design, please go through your previous classes which has been dealt by Varun sir, as well as your Ravi sir, from both the subjects. Okay, as well as what Varun sir has discussed with you people, regarding types of research, quantitative and qualitative one. Fine. And please, people can refer your second semester research methodology. A few things, very basics, what you people have dealt with. Fine. So, apart from that, what has to be added to that knowledge from the side of retail management class, we are going to do it. Fine. Okay. So, I will be formally welcoming you people for your module 5 of retail management. The topic which we people are going to discuss today is on relationship marketing and international marketing. Fine. So, especially, this relationship marketing will be referring to all the activities that we people take up into the marketing, and which we are going to establish them towards the development, and also the maintaining the successful relationship exchange with the customers. You take any activities that which will be leading to maintain the relationship with the customers. Okay, that what we call it as relationship marketing. And remember, this will be helping, your relationship marketing always has an advantage for any retailer. Okay, where they can find some good customers, quality customers, which are very much suitable for the type of retail store you're owning, and giving service to such people. Then this will be helping you people to maintain a good customer service with the service, as well as the related plannings or strategies with the customer. And also there will be a good social interaction which will be helping you people to develop a sense of belonging among the customers towards the stores. Okay, and as well as the customers can have a help which customers can do to the retailer by referring the retail shop or retail brands to the others. The way free of cost advertisement also happens. Okay. Now see, this can be implemented. There are various components which you people can found while implementing the relationship marketing. One, the rewarding the customers, rewarding the employees for having good relationship with the customers and leading to the customer satisfaction. Then the level of service that customers are going to gain, and how much the customers can be involved into planning and also the execution of retail strategy. Because sometimes when we talk about services, where inseparability is also one characteristics, where you people cannot separate a provider and a service seeker. Okay, and both of them should be there at the moment when the service is going to be delivered. So somewhere for planning and also execution of the service of any retail or any retail strategies, and that even including customers into it, can also help you people to maintain good relationship. Customer service, as we say, it's a very biggest and important and vital part for any relationship marketing, because the service is the one which a thread which can be binding, tying both the people, the customer with the retail store. Now we have an evolution of relationship marketing, where before it used to call as customer relationship marketing, which is oriented in two unrelated places. Where USA, I just go on reading it. Listen carefully. USA, where database marketing was especially used when the marketers were directed their efforts to increase the selling effectiveness. Where to sell, those people started slowly collecting a database of the customers around them, and the use of information technology has made more successful for any any retailer or any marketers to have a good execution of the relationship marketing with the customers. Fine. And any of the statistical tools which are going to be used for understanding, okay, analyzing whatever the information collected by the database. Okay, and on that basis, people can find what best strategies can be developed and matched to the objective of the retailer. Then we have, like in North Europe, where the relationship marketing was more emphasized in B2B later. Okay, business to business. Fine. And if you see the later half of 1990, okay, where there was some shift from just having a database marketing, okay, to relationship marketing, just having a database of customer, calling them or reaching the customers. Okay, and providing them a best service and maintaining the relationship. But it was totally shifted from the database marketing to the relationship marketing, which is very vital today. People are very much interested in having them. Next we have something like okay, now see, the marketers, or you take any retailers, they are using information technology to connect to the customers and communicate with them. Okay, and with the help of the the base, I mean, keeping the product in front, and those people are going to talk to them. Okay, the product as well as the related quality or service of the providing to the customers from the retailer, can helping them to getting good relationship. So there are two major consideration has to be taken into account where why this emerging of emergence of this relationship marketing has come. One, it is something at the macro level. In a bigger way, they are going to look at increasing the necessity of having good relationship with the customers, the employees, the suppliers, and government, where all of them will be like a the the stakeholders which you people have to satisfy them in one or the other way. So having relationship with not only just a customer, having good relationship with the government or suppliers, also even internal employees, what we say internal customers, what we say them as employees. Okay, it has become very necessary. And when we talk about this micro level in a very deeper, shortest, very smallest consideration also we need to be taken into account for the success of this relationship marketing, where they just not customer look for a transaction type of the business which happens where just give the money and take the products. So no, only just by giving a value for the customer for the money, with just bare having a product or services to them. Even having good relationship can also maintain you know a greatest loyalty among the customers towards the retail store. Then we have something like transactional marketing, where this, as I told focus on single sales, the product features, a little emphasis will be given on customer service. Okay, and for whatever the money a customer is going to pay for the retailer. And the contact between the retailer or the employee, okay, with the customers will be very moderate, just for the purpose of having transaction. Once the transaction is over, probably the next moment the further relationship may not be maintained. But here in relationship marketing, what happens is more concentration or focus will be given on customer orientation, and also giving very high emphasis on service to the customers, and also the commitment what will be very high enough towards the customers for the whatever the promise that a retailer has done to the customer. So especially with this something it is said that where now we have like Pitolo's last law, which will be stating that 80% of the company's revenue comes from 20% of loyal customers. Now see, the if you people keep loyal customers with them, with you people at least 20%, 80% of the total out of 100 percent income, 80% of income will come from these two these 20% of loyal customers. So it is also fact that where maintaining the existing customers is far better than finding or acquiring new type of customers. So it says that by more than 5 times the cost that you people have to pay for acquiring new customers. So existing customers are already there with you people, just you need to find the best way of maintaining them with you into the your own market share. Then this relationship marketing is going to have an attempt to increase or optimize the resource. Okay, utilize them in a highest optimum way, where for the retailing by retaining the customers. So there are some relationship strategies in relationship marketing. Okay, what are those strategies? One strategy says personalize your service, or maybe personalize the process for each customers if it is possible. It also describes that what level of social contact that you people have with the customers, and what interaction happens between the service employees and the customers. So this is very much important, that the level of contact those people have, and how much how best the employees are going to alter their attitude or behavior towards the customers to make them more happy. Okay, so this says that regardless, sorry, it can be regarded as the means of showing the respect to the customers, and recognizing them with their name sometime can also make them to be very happy. And we have special treatment benefit, where very selectively you people can choose customers who will be very highly profitable for the retail store for a business. Those people, customers should have some special treatment or benefit which should be given by a company. Okay, because see, if you are able to give more importance to the relationship, okay, with the loyal customers, they will be bringing more number of customers to you with free of cost, and also they will be having a long term relationship, where for long time some value will be transferred from the customers to the retailer in return. Like somewhere where if you upgrade, okay, yourself in maintaining the relationship with them, your process of service that you people have, or giving some augmentation, something extra for the money what those people have paid to you, can be a biggest treatment benefit which you people can give to the loyal customers. So there are even a communication benefit is also a type of a strategy which will make any say customers to get or having a contact with the retailer, where uh, this is the only means where you people can take up an effort in reaching the customers. Fine. Then we have rewards like giving price incentives to the customers and helping them to save the money, giving them a free gifts. Maybe always like especially for the loyal customers who can be having a long-term relationship with you, and also to maintain the same for the future. So we have something like a relationship marketing in organized and unorganized retail stores. Before we people start with this, we have two classifications here. Usually, organized retailers can be classified as in store retailer or non-store retailers. Fine, very much where those people will be having their service very standardized one. The format of that retail stores will be very huge or higher one. Okay, and once you enter the retail store, you find the ambience with a very high quality. Okay, well designed one. The sales staff which are there in the organization and in that particular retail store will be very much professional enough, trained people, and the merchandise which has been kept in those retail stores will be very huge to cater the different types of needs of different segments of customers who will be visiting those stores. But when we talk about this unorganized retail stores like pop and sun stores, or we say kirana stores, some central business unit of any city. If you recall your module 3, where central business unit district or kirana stores, whichever they fall into. Fine. And there must be some USP, unique selling proportion, for these type of organized retail stores, because one is the convenience location around which around your house or apartment, you people find such stores immediately. People can go and buy minimum things those people are going to keep, for example, like day to day items which will be used into the customer's home, and some customer service will be also given by them to certain type of customers who are located around that kirana stores, okay, unorganized stores. So usually these people are going to also maintain or establish a relationship in a very comfortable way. Okay, and also the customers inform about the changing needs on a regular basis to those people, because of the less number of customers who will be visiting such type of convenience stores around, can be helping a retailer without any ambiguity. Those people can maintain a good relationship with them and can track the changing needs of those customers. Fine, due to less in numbers. And we have sometimes retailers are considered to be the part of that even family also. So there are some loyalty programs, okay, where some basis for loyalty programs that you people can see here. One is the loyal customers are very cheaper to serve. As I told you, we're finding a new customers and making them loyal. It takes around 5 times the cost of just maintaining what existing customers are there. So you people have to see to it that how best we people can maintain, okay, the customer loyal customers forever with them. Fine. So uh, this may not require any additional cost for any retailer, because retailer found customers are very loyal and they will be visiting the store again and again. Then loyal customers are willing to pay more for a given bundle of offering, because once you people are going to you know gain the confidence among the customers regarding your product and services offered into the retail store, and once psychologically people make their mind very much lenient, or maybe sorry, very inclination towards your retail store, probably they get stick to your store. Okay, and sometimes what happens, switching cost for any customer from one retail store to the other store may also lead to some additional expenditure, a cost, some risk is also involved. So you should see to it that how best such type of customers who don't want to have any sort of risk for switching the retail stores, you people can better maintain them and make your customers forever. Hmm. So sometimes they will be acting, sorry, they can act as an effective marketer for the service offered. Loyal customers, when we say, they are very happiest customers for any retailers, and those people are going to love to reach the retailer again and again, right? And because of their loyalty towards the store, those people can refer the store and store brands to the others. So this can also save the money which will be spent on advertising by the retailers. So as I told you, people, retail research, okay, where this will be completely specifying for the type of information which has to be collected by the retailer to understand about their customer. So this specifies that the information which is required to address different issues of marketing, for example, like finding the marketing opportunities, okay, in the opportunity in the market, then the programs which has been already running into the market, implemented into market, to evaluate those marketing programs as well as the related outcomes of them, and also monitoring the performance of the marketing. So somewhere, designing the methods of how best we people can collect the information, okay, and how information can be managed, and whatever the data has been collected, what is the procedure that we people can follow, and how best the collected data can be analyzed to find the implication of that particular actions which has been taken in the market, and those actions, what are the outputs. To know it, sometimes research is also required after implementing the programs to know whether it has been met or not. Okay, the standards which has been set. So also communicating the findings, and for the decision makers who want to take a decision, so what is the information which has been analyzed, and what is the output. On the basis of the output of the research, okay, the information which has been furnished in the form of findings, and also the conclusions and their implications, fine, to the decision makers, they will be having an good data with them on that, good information with them, which will be helping them to take decision on any marketing issues. Fine. Then we have importance of research in retailing, where this will be helping any retailers, okay, while taking a decision with respect to positioning their retail store in the market, and having some good retail formats, whether it is suitable for that particular segment or area or not, has to be taken care. So any target market requirements are there. For that, how best any retail format can match, that can be also understood by them, by the research. And also the research also to tell that what will be the probable or the best display strategies for any merchandise which people are going to have into the retail store, and so on. So at especially this retailers level, those retailers will be using these type of research to test the concept, that what those people can what those people have for whom the retail shop has been opened, and what type of merchandise has been kept, how best customers or type of segments can help themselves in satisfying their needs by the service which can those people take by the retailer. Fine. So next, like finding the business feasibility study, where business, whether it runs or not, the income which is expected, or revenue which has been expected after investing certain amount of capital, whether if those people can get it return or not. Even for to know that research is required. Then identifying the best product mix, product price, place, and promotion. If it is a very service oriented, and other these can be also used, people process and physical evidence. What is the best mix which can be helping your marketing program to, and also to understand the target market profile, then understanding and analyzing the consumer behavior towards the type of retail stores and the services. So for all these things, to know it, it is very important to have research in retailing. We have something like brand management in retailing. Am I audible to you, people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see here, it will be little very precisely. I'm going to do it as I told you, people. These two models will be presentation for you people. That will be sending into your you know formal WhatsApp group by making some document regarding your assignments and presentations. Okay. So let's continue or begin with brand management in retailing, where this brand management will be having different type of challenges for any retailers. For example, certain key issues are there, like how best a brand management of the retail outlet can be maintained among the customers. Okay, then also deciding upon whether or not to opt for the strategy for self-owning brand. Especially this brand management we talk about is like. Retailers own brand, we say them as private label brands, which where the retailers will be having, okay, where even those type of retailers who have their own private label brands, okay, or a store's own brand, those will be competing with the national brands which has been formally advertised the different communication, using different communications tools to the customers. Fine. Okay. Now here there are certain valuable for any retailer while constructing a brand. Either he is going to brand his store, or along with the store he may have his own type of brands. Okay, as I told you, which will be competing with the other national brands. Okay. Remember, this retailer's brand is very much valuable for them, where it will be enhancing to reach the customer and also endurance with the customer, as well as ensure that the more focus will be given on strategic plan which has been set by the retailer. For example, we have here like the different types of elements of any store brands are. You take any store brand, any private label brands, fine. If you visit Big Bazaar, it is tasty and treat. You people find, okay, and you have good life. Can you go to Reliance? They have their own brands with them. Fine. So you can find certain elements which should be included in among them is like the format which you people have in the for the retail store is very unique. Others cannot. The location, where the type of location selection what a retailer does is very unique compared to the other retailers, where it can be easily reaching the type of customers who you require to serve. And visual merchandising, how best you people arrange the merchandise in the shop. Then the way the experience that customers gain by visiting your shop or shopping into your retail store can also be a one element to differentiate. Then the pricing strategy, okay, what level of pricing discount that is being given by a retailer, or maybe a premium pricing what those people can put in, have a unique image in the mind of customers. Then we have the product assortments as well as the service given to them. As I was telling you, people know own branding, or retailers own brand, or stores own brand, or we also say it as private label brands. Now see, own branding occurs when a retailer will be selling a products under the retail organization name. Okay, and the same name will be put on the brand. Especially there are two type of own brandings here. One, integrated own branding. Especially this will be occurring when a retailer also manufactures brand related products like Redmond's, Bose or Sony retail outlets. Fine, the other brands are also going to be kept with them. Where somewhere independent branding occurs when these retailers will be producing the products from the other suppliers through by the third party. They do it, and they will be sold under the label of the retail house, like any grocery, garment, or shoes. Fine. So some retailers keep both of them. Okay, some retailers will be very independent. Okay, any doubts people have till here? Any doubts that you people have till here?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now we have one more concept in your module 5, where we say, you know, internalization of retailing, where how this evaluation of this happen because of shift in the consumers. Okay, geographically who are spread, and also the type of consumers will be spending much more on certain type of products. If it is not available for any retailer in the present location, they are going to shift their location to the other countries. Okay, so the geographic shift in consumer spending over last decades has very enormous, also resulting in the change of priority for many retailers. Okay, so due to the shift in the consumers' behavior, maybe that may be advantages for the retailers in other countries. So probably they will be shifting their business from the home country to the other abroad or foreign countries. Okay, where they can expand their chain to the other countries also. And maybe the condition is like reason maybe like rising income of the customers, maybe the economic condition of those countries which will be helping any customers to increase their per capita income. Okay, then maybe the infrastructure which is available in those countries can help you to execute your retail strategies in a very smooth way, or fewer tariffs, the tax benefits what any retailer will get in some other countries. So there's a more number of emerging markets that people find, and if those people those are very accessible to them and very attractive, usually any retailer will be moving his or diversifying his or expanding his chain from one country to the other country's chain. Fine. So this retail chain can be shifted. Now there's a reason, or there's a question why these retailers will go international. Okay, why those people are going to shift their retail store from their home country to other countries. There are something like the saturation in the domestic market has happened. There's no maybe there's no opportunity for the growth of a business, or any maybe they cannot diversify their business in the present market. They cannot expand in sorry, they cannot expand their market, their business into the same market. Or maybe growth nature of emerging markets are the biggest drivers in the other country, so that's why those people go international. Maybe due to acquisition of supply chain infrastructure, any retailer can do fine in other countries. Maybe the local knowledge means grocery retailers are best suitable to inorganic international growth, or something where vertical integration happens, where customers are going to have tie up with the other retailers in the different countries, multi-brand retailers, where because of that your product can be also showcased into other international markets due to that vertical integration what you people have with other retailers or any other bodies which will be supporting the service of the retailer. Then high growth opportunities. Okay, in especially in a luxury brand retailers will be very good enough in reaching other geographical areas, branded one, internationally branded. Then the shortage of international improvement, as I told you in the first, this where you people don't get any opportunity to grow. Fine. And sixth one, like where despite the importance of internal retailing, real growth may be found in abroad, or any other foreign countries. Maybe because of that, or maybe the internal requirement of any retailer to expand his business and grow more, he may also reach international market. There are certain motives of international retailing where growth and profitability purpose. Any retailer wants to enter where growth happens because of increasing their market share. Okay, being into different areas, and along with that profitability also increases, just to achieve these economies of scale, no? Where those people can reach international markets due to having more production. The cost of the products comes down, and also the volume of production also increases due to that. Once the cost comes down, it is very easy for any retailer to reach international market with the lesser cost. Then risk diversification, where if one country, if the business gets lost, at least other countries are there to patch up with the loss what has been incurred by the retailer from that particular country. Then uniqueness of product or services which may not be available in the international market. Okay, that gives an opportunity for any retailer to launch his product in that particular market. A spreading R&D cost, where there are certain countries which will be having good enough of infrastructure to conduct R&D, where retailers can invest there. Fine, they can invest there, and they can spread their cost from one country to the other country. And then resources and ideas, the availability of scarce resources in some other countries can also help retailer to utilize them and situate their business there, and from there those people can export to different countries. So as we people don't know, in any marketing, we have to analyze the environment of those countries. Okay, so international retail environment, which will be focusing more on the stability of any political parties in those countries, what is the composition of those, okay, and how stable the political environment is in that country also decides upon whether to have investment in those countries or not. If the political environmental situation is not so stable in those countries, the rules may change again and again, which will be happening the business operation of a retailer. So what may be the tax policies? Okay, whether those tax policies are friendly enough to make good money or not. So that whether they are going to affect the business, and what are the country's foreign trade regulations? The regulation, if those are very good enough, supportive for any retail strategy of a retailer, those people are going to enter such countries. So economic factors. This talks about the interest rate. Okay, what can be there in the future if they take a loan in those countries to start their operations. Then the inflation, okay, of that country which those people want to enter inside, whether people have money or not to spend on things. And when you see any to identify any long term prospects for those countries economy, then about gross domestic growth, GDP per capita, other factors has to be considered, economic factors which will be helping you people to decide whether to enter those countries or not, whether to invest there or not. Then we have social cultural, understanding the lifestyle trends of the customers, fine, and the composition of demographic factors in those countries, fine, and how those they are going to be changing again and again as the time passes. That track has to be found. Okay, on that basis, a retailer can come with his own strategy whether to enter that market or not. Okay, and how education is there in that country, how much people are educated enough to know how much income those people are going to earn, per capita income is there. So yeah, all those things has to be kept in the mind to find. Okay, then the local religions which are dominating in those areas, and how those people are going to influence, how that is going to influence the attitude of the customers, and the opinion of the customers has to be known. Accordingly people have to come with your product and the related process of retailing. Okay, and also the services. And we have fourth one, like technological factors, where to what level that any local government in those countries will be funding into those that type of retail industries. How much research is being conducted? Okay, and then we have something like that and especially even that also how it is so much catalytic, that has to be seen. Fine. So what are the changes happens in those has to be considered. Then what is the local government and industry's level of interest in bringing good technology in those countries, and helping the business people, okay, to grow more. So if there is something more opportunity in such cases, the retailers can enter with a low risk. Then also the level of technology, at what level it is, how much mature the technology is compared to the other countries, also will be helping you people to find a success into the business. Then we have environmental, other environmental factors, like any local environmental issues. If that becomes very difficult for any retailer to maintain, or a business person, then it's better not to enter. Then we have like environmental issues relevant to the industry. Okay, then any activities, or any activities which will be helping or affecting the business. Fine. Then what are the rules and regulations that a government imposes on the waste disposal? Okay, or how best energy consumption. So if energy more is required to run your business, and the regulations which will be not helping you people to utilize energy, okay, if the restriction is being put on consumption of energy, then it becomes difficult for any retailer to operate in such cases. Okay, in those countries. Then legal factors like what are the local government's regulation regarding monopolies and private properties there. And then any intellectual property rights have any legal protection or not. That has to be taken care. If your product is very unique and if it is not protected and it becomes immediate duplication in those countries, that can affect your business. Okay. And are there any relevant consumer laws has to be seen. Then you should also find what is the status of employment there, the health and the safety and product safety laws which will be taken care while people are having transaction with the customers in those countries. Okay, so this was your brief introduction about your module 5, a small brief sorry then a precise one, we say precise information which I have given you regarding module 5 and what you people have to deal into your presentations. Fine. Formally, I will be sending this list to you people in your formal WhatsApp group. Fine. The same thing has to be submitted to the me, and the time bound will be also given to you in the information. Fine. Okay. Any doubts till here?
No, sir. Sir, I want to
Okay.
know about the assignment, sir.
Huh?
Assignment, sir, regarding assignment.
That only I told you in your formal group. I will be sending a document of all the 3 assignments and 1 presentation. Fine.
Okay, sir.
I will be typing and I will be sending it. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Anyway, the
Okay, sir.
first assignment already I have sent it. Just to make you recall what has been sent. Once again, I will send the same. Fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Fine. Anything else? Okay. Now, thing is that I will be, just ending your.
Sir,
Uh, tell me, Divya.
sir, we didn't got assignment, sir.
चलता है. What other faculties has told to you people?
No, sir, you told that you sent, but we didn't receive, sir.
No problem. The same thing I have told that once again I am going to send it to you people. Already, which has been sent to the sent to you people. I have taken it from one of your friend only, classmate. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
It
sir.
has been taken back. I think hope you have not seen it, Divya, on that day. No problem. It's not a big problem. Anyway, you have a time, no? So I will be sending you people the all the 3 assignment once again. Huh?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hmm. So you people can move out of the group. I will be concluding the class for today. Fine.